Hey everyone, BradWeen here, and these are my predictions for UFC 140 Jones versus Machida. It all goes down December 10th at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the main card and what I think the predictions are going to be. So, on the main card, we have for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship, we got Jones against Lyoto the Dragon Machida. For the co-main event, we have Frank Mir and Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, a big heavyweight rematch. We got Tito Ortiz against Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, Little Nog. And it looks like we have Mark Hominick against the Korean zombie Chang Sung Young. So let's get right down to it. First on the marker, Mark Hominick against the Korean zombie. Mark Hominick had a great fight against Jose Aldo is one of the greatest champions alive. You know, he's one of the best pound-per-pound fighters right now. It just seems like no one can really stop him. When Mark Hominick fought him, Mark Hominick showed a lot of heart and just showed how tough this kid was. You know, he was just getting pummeled. You know, these guys were just pummeling each other back and forth, you know, with Jose Aldo getting the better hand of it. Well, at the end of the fifth, you know, and during the fifth round, it was like Jose Aldo gassed a bit, and Mark Hominick just took control of that fifth round. If you guys watched that fight, you saw the big hematoma that Mark Hamman had on his head, which I'm surprised that they never called the fight. But the thing that big, because, you know, if that thing ever bursted, you know, they'd be in a world of trouble, you know, with Mark Hominick's health. But he's up against the Korean zombie. This guy is like, I don't even know how to explain him. He's pretty much like a zombie who just comes at you. He has like no emotion when he fights. He's just non-stop coming, kind of like a zombie. He had a sick submission win against Leonard Garcia, the Twister. It was like the first time ever in MMA that the Twister was used. You know, Eddie Bravo was probably just loving that. But the Korean zombie is known for how tough he is. This guy is tough as nails. You know, this fight is going to be an all-out brawl. You know, I don't think Hominick's going to try to work him on the ground. You know, giving him respect that he can be submitted. You know, the Korean zombie slapped on that Twister submission so easily. It was just crazy. But Hominick's going to respect his ground game, and I think these guys are going to test each other's stand-up. These guys, it's going to be an all brawl. So my decision is going to be split decision. Chang Sung Young, Korean zombie, split decision, and I think it's going to set up for a nice rivalry. Next, we got Tito Ortiz against Little Nog. I love Little Nog, man. He's coming off a couple of brutal fights. You know, Tito Ortiz came off that brutal, upsetting loss against Rashad Evans. And I always said, like, Tito Ortiz and Little Nog had the same kind of styles. You know, Tito was known for his ground, whereas Little Nog was known for his stand-up kind of esque. You know, he had all the tools. Like Tito is just two different people. I don't know how to describe that, but if you guys know Little Nog and how he fights, then you kind of see the similarities. I always say that this fight was going to be a good fight. You know, Little Nog's got great jiu-jitsu, just like his bro. And, you know, Tito Ortiz is going to want this standing up, which is, I think Little Nog's going to want this standing up too. Striking, Little Nog's the more superior striker. Ground game, it's hard to say. You know, if Tito Ortiz can get in that dominant position that he's known for, he can easily just ground and pound the crap out of Little Nog. But, you know, he's got to give credit to his submissions. You know, he could slap on any submission, you know. This fight, you know, is either, you know, I think if Tito loses this fight, he should just retire and just stick to coaching, because he's a great coach, you know, or even commentary. But with the fight, if they stand it up, Little Nog's he's gonna pick him apart. And I think if Tito gets the takedown, you know, he's gonna have to be furious. He's gonna have to be, you know, aggressive. He's gonna be right off the hop, have to pound him, or else Little Nog's gonna work out of his way out of it and go back to the stand up. So I'm gonna say unanimous decision, Little Nog. Now the co-main event, the big rematch, Frank Mir against Big Nog. You know, he had his great amazing knockout win against Brendan Schwab, which threw a lot of people off guard. A lot of people doubted Big Nog in that fight, saying, he's kind of fading away. But he showed that he still got it, He's still tough as bricks. He's still got great stand-up. And, Frank Mir coming off dominant wins himself. Frank Mir and Big Nog, you knew this rematch was going to happen. But now, both guys got great jits. Both guys got really good stand-up. And I have a feeling that it's going to go the same way as the first round. They're going to trade. Mir's going to catch him, and Mir's going to be all over him, just like in the first fight. So I know I'm not getting too much in depth, but I think it's going to be too much of the same fight. Frank Mir is going to win. First round TKO. Now, the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship, the main event, Jon Bones Jones against Lyoto Machida. Now, Lyoto Machida had that wicked knockout win against Randy Couture back in April. Jones coming off his dominating win against Rampage. A lot of people are questioning Jones's durability, his cardio, and proved everybody wrong. All the doubters. Jon Jones, this kid is a machine. Having two unorthodox fighters, this is going to be a great fight. There are going to be a lot of leg kicking each other. Jones will be throwing his nasty ass leg kicks to the knees, man. God, that's what Rampage was so hesitant to fight towards him. I never saw Rampage so hesitant to go after a guy, because he said in his post-fight interview that he was afraid to go for it and Jones kick him in the knee and he could blow out his knee. That's like months and months layoff. So sticking to that, if Jones can utilize his kicks, I think Jones is more faster. Lyoto Machida, I think he's crafty the way he fights. He's a smart fighter. This is going to be a good fight. But Jones is he's a gifted freak of nature, I don't know how to describe Jon Jones and how talented this kid is. But I'm going to give it to Jones. I think this is going to be a great fight. I'm going to give it to Jones. Third round TKO. I think Jones is going to be working his knee kicks and his unorthodox kicking. I don't know how to describe it. It's crazy. And he's just going to be working his kicks. He's going to kick to the knees, as you see in all his fights. He's going to be doing crazy spinning back elbows that come out of nowhere. I think Jones is going to utilize the clinch, even though, Lyoto has pretty good clinch too, but I think he's going to utilize his strength and his height and just work him off the clinch. He's going to throw his spinning elbows. And when it's all said and done, Jones is going to end up winning with a backflip flying super knee to the head to end Machida, and the Jon Jones reign will continue on for a very long time. So, everybody, I hope you enjoy my predictions. Those are my predictions for UFC 140. It all goes down December 10th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Be sure to tune in. It's going to be a great show. Enjoy the fights.